I created a felting journal and I'm super excited to share it with you today. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm Mrs. Cute Felts, and for the last couple of years I have been obsessed with wet felting and needle felting. And throughout this time I have tried many different systems how to record my ideas, plan my projects and track progress, but nothing really worked for me. Basic notebooks lacked the structure and I ended up with loads of little note pages that really don't go together that well. So I decided to create my own felting journal with prompts to never miss any important details of my projects, progress tracking pages, and useful lists. So without further ado, I would like to flip through the journal together with you and show you all the features. There are 6 different cover designs available on Amazon around the world. You can purchase a physical version of this felting journal with 90 pages. And there is also a printable version on my Etsy store in case you want to print it out yourself at home or in your local print shop and put it in your favorite binder. So now let's switch to the overhead view and I can show you everything that's inside. We are starting with the first page that has a place for your name and contact information, and it's followed by a little guide with ideas how to use this journal because it's pretty easy to customize to your needs. Then you will find project index, which has page numbers because this felting journal is numbered throughout for easy reference. There is also space for your project name and a little tracker for the progress. When it's in the stage of idea, maybe you're just gathering the materials when it's in progress, and you can also mark when your project is done. I think it's really important because we often lose the track on how many projects we have in progress or how many projects have we done this year. So this could be a great reference. You will also see section with lists because I have included multiple lists in this felting journal and we will look at them later on. If you are working on different types of projects, for example, you are wet felting and needle felting, or you have some 2D and some 3D projects, you can separate them easily by using different color pens on the project index page. So it will be easy to see at a glance what types of projects are you working on and where to find them. Each felting journal has space for 25 bigger projects. By bigger projects I mean that each of them has 2-page spread. On the right you will see different prompts that will help you to record important details about the project, like project name, who you are making this for, maybe you're making it for your friend as a gift or it's for sale, you can always jot it down. You can invent your own categories for your felting projects, like wet felting, needle felting, 2D, 3D, and so on. There is also space for important dates. When you started this project, when it's due, and when you actually completed it. There is a special space for materials and tools, where you can write down everything you will need in advance. There are checkboxes so you can tick off everything you already have, and you will easily see what you need to purchase. And these little lines are meant for the amounts. So you can write down how many grams of wool you used, and this might help you with planning your projects in future or calculating the pricing if you are selling your items. Here you can note where you got your inspiration for this project. Maybe you are following some tutorial or class. You can write down the tutor, where you can find it, in case you want to replicate this project in future or give recommendations to your friends. Felting projects come in all shapes and sizes, so the box for dimensions is pretty easy to customize. For example, if I'm making full painting framed in hoop, it will only have diameter. If I'm making a 3D project, it will most likely have 3 different dimensions I would like to write down: width, height, and depth. If I'm working on the wet felting project, I would like to write down not only the size of the finished project, but also my template. So feel free to play around with this space and write down all important dimensions. Line section for notes and tips for future is meant for exactly that. You can write down every step you took or note every changes you made to the tutorial or class you followed. Some felters are tracking their time they spend on project to later use this information when calculating the pricing, so maybe you can use this section for this too. I also like to write down ideas for future, what I would improve in case I want to recreate this project later, which often is the case. On the bottom you can rate your project. It's completely up to you if you are rating the tutorial you followed or maybe you're rating your own progress in your felting journey. You can also mark whether you would repeat this project or not. On the right you will find a dot grid page that can be used for additional notes, sketching, drawing, or working on shapes before you start felting. As promised, there will be 25 spreads like this, and then you will find space for 8 mini projects. Here I have included only some of the fields you saw before, and these are meant for smaller projects that doesn't require so much planning or note-taking. And here we are moving into another interesting section of this felting journal that I think you will find really helpful. Sometimes we find really good wool sources or felting tools, and over the time we forget where we got them from. So I think it's great to write down this information so you can find it in future and use yourself or recommend to others. You can also write down your favorite sources for tips and knowledge like books, websites, blogs, and YouTube channels. Then you will find some wish lists because there will never be enough wools and felting tools, right? So here are little lines and checkboxes so you can jot down the name of the resource and the shop where you can find them. There is also a wish list for books and printable tutorials, because I know that many of us hear about great books or PDFs around in the felting groups, but we tend to forget the names of it. So fear no more, you can save it here. Same goes for courses and video tutorials, because I know that saving something on YouTube doesn't mean that you will actually do it. So here you can write it down and check it off once you have completed it. I have also included a couple of spreads where you can create your own custom lists. Just write the name of the list on the line here on top, and then you can fill your list as your heart wishes. This could be useful for tracking your wool orders or anything else. Couple of pages for other notes and some additional dot grid pages in case you want to draw something bigger or you lack space on the pages you find in the project section. For the easy and quick access, I have put the list for project ideas for future at the back of your felting journal. So you just open it from the back and you can write everything down, because I know that ideas come and go super quickly. If this space fills up too fast, you can always use the additional list pages I showed you before. Easily accessible here at the back is also the list for the gifts. You can write down the occasion, name of the recipient, and your idea in a couple of words. At the beginning of the row, you can either add a little check mark once you have made the item and gifted it to the recipient, or if you decide to include it in your felting journal and dedicate felting project pages to it, you can write the page number here for easy reference for the future. And basically that's it. Little message from me at the end of your felting journal. And now it's time to reveal the cover options. I have created 6 different covers. Here you will see them all. There are 2 covers with lovely sheep. One is designed by me and other one is beautiful photo with them in the fields. There is also quite neutral design with colorful wool. And of course I had to include mango and blueberry, my lovely felting buddies into this project, and they have been featured on the covers. Here you can see Mango, who is absolute fan of wet felting, and Blueberry was really enjoying the photo shoot, so he has 2 covers with him. You will find links to these felting journals on Amazon US and Amazon UK in the description box of this video and in the comments section. But if you are everywhere else in the world and would like to order from Amazon the physical copy of these felting journals, you can just go into your local Amazon page and type in felting journal by Mrs. Cute Pelts, and it should definitely come up. As I already mentioned, there is also a printable version available on my Etsy store. Link will also be provided in the comments and description. I hope my felting journal will inspire you to organize your felting projects and become a trusty companion in your felting journey. Feel free to reach out to me in the comments section or on social media. I always love to hear from you. Bye for now and see you on my next video.